I'm Tracy from Lake Forest, California, and I've got 2 horns on the edge of my nose. I grew up in Northern California. When I was a little girl, I really didn't notice anything about my nose, but definitely started noticing it more when I was about 11 or 12 years old. I had what I would call the typical Jewish nose. It just didn't fit with my small face and my small body, and I was just counting the days until I was going to be allowed to get my nose done. So my junior year in high school, at Christmas break, went in the first day of the break and got my nose done. I remember coming out, and once the bandage came off, even though it was still swollen, I loved it. It made me feel better about myself. It was all good, all was what it was supposed to be. Probably halfway through college, I started noticing that things were changing a little bit. There grew these 2 little horns from the end on the tip, and I couldn't breathe as well. Over the past 7 years, I noticed my nose was getting worse and worse. It just slopes down, and then these 2 horns protrude, and they're not even symmetrical, and everything just seems to be collapsing in on the sides. So when I look in the mirror now and look at my nose, automatically I'm back to my junior high school years where all I see is a messed up nose. And I just keep seeing it get worse and worse to the point where I don't know, am I going to just wake up one day and I have no nose?
I have an interesting patient. Her name is Tracy, and she's had a rhinoplasty. She has a hard time breathing, and she has something that bothers her called the horns on her nose. Most likely, it's probably cartilage. So let's take a look at her photos. Okay, so
horns.
she got, So she had that over-resected, tip thing. I can tell right away she's got some really bad bassa, which is pieces of cartilage on the nasal tip that almost look like they're protruding out of the skin.
It's a very difficult case.
Shall we see her?
Yeah.
Can you please send in Tracy?
Hi.
Tracy, hi, Dr. Nassif.
Nice to meet you, Tracy.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, Tracy.
Nice to meet you,
Terry
Jamie.
Dubrow, nice to meet you. Terry Dubrow, pleasure.
Please have a seat. Well, welcome.
Thank you very much.
So how many years ago did you have your nose done?
Gosh, 30 years ago now.
Okay.
30. Decades ago, the thing to do with the rhinoplasty was take out as much cartilage as possible. That's exactly what happened to Tracy. The doctor went crazy on her nose.
Was just a young, insecure kid growing up, and as I grew, my nose became a little bit bigger than I wanted it to be, and I was very self-conscious about it. And at 16, I was begging and got it Christmas break of my junior year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it turned out great.
Yeah.
But definitely once I hit my 20s, I noticed the 2 horns, for lack of a better word.
That's the first thing you
These 2
noticed.
things I noticed, yeah. And it's gotten worse and worse. So I sit there and wonder, am I going to wake up one day and it's just going to be completely collapsed in?
When I see a lot of patients that have had a rhinoplasty years ago, they usually stop progressing maybe after about 15, 20 years. But Tracy's 30 years out, and she continues to get worse. Now that is unusual.
I think doing this is going to make her more confident, and I think she's going to be just more happy within herself.
I've had little kids come up to me.
Yeah.
What's wrong with your
Your
nose?
Right.
And it's one of those, I laugh it off. Just want to look, I guess, I hate saying normal, but normal.
So what we need to do
Yeah.
is we actually got to take you to the examination room.
Okay, great.
Now I got to get in there, I got to examine her and see how I can help her. Oh, yeah. You got really thin skin there.
Really
Yeah.
thin skin.
You're collapsing in the middle part of your nose.
When you see the type of collapse that is seen in Tracy's nose, that's an indication that most of the cartilage has been removed, and she's going to need a lot of surgery and support to keep the nose from collapsing in the future.
There's 2 pieces of cartilage in your nose. There's one that goes from here, goes here, one goes from here, goes there. So you are seeing the 2 cut ends of your cartilage that are sticking at your skin, and your skin is really thin there. So now how do we fix it?
How do we fix it?
So we have to pretty much put the parts back where they were.
Okay.
But it's something that we can do. Tracy's nose is the thing of the past. So now we got to take her, fix her, and bring her up to the current medical standards.
About how long for it to
Well,
be?
for all your swelling, 2
Oh,
years.
okay.
But after a few weeks, you should look pretty good. But you're going to have kind of a big nose in the beginning.
I can't wait to see you with a big nose.
That part I'm looking forward to. No, I don't have a fear of having a larger nose. I don't want the nose that I had as a teenager. If it's a little bit bigger, but it functions, then I'm good with that. Let's do it.
Should we do it?
Excited.
Yeah, right?
Hi, Tracy Goodman here for surgery with Dr. Nassif.
Perfect, go ahead and sign in.
The downside to have waited 30 years to get this done is that it's gotten so much worse. But I think the upside is that today is the day that Dr. Nassif is going to fix it and it's going to be better.
Today we're doing Tracy. And the issue that makes her nose hard is that she has these two things called bassa. They're causing these little bulges in the skin. It's very difficult to fix these because to try to get the contour absolutely smooth along the skin when you have those bassa is difficult. And we just have to hope that it heals well. My plan for Tracy today is to first take composite grafts from both ears and harvest some rib. Next, I'll dissect out the two bassa formations and perform a septoplasty to correct her deviated septum. Lastly, I will smooth out the dorsum and use the composite grafts from the ears to reconstruct the tip and lower her nostrils. Well, good morning.
Good morning. Good to see you.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
Well, look
Good to see
look
you.
how bright and chipper.
I feel
Isn't that
fine.
amazing? She wasn't like that
And
last
this is
night.
Mom?
This is Mom.
Yes, this is Mom.
Day after her surgery, I'm feeling great. Taking a lot of pills, which I'm sure have helped a little bit. The world is a really happy place for me right now.
So we're gonna just take off that little dressing. Put your head back for me. Look at the shape of that.
Beautiful.
Remember, nothing will be perfectly symmetric. You know, the number I always say is about 85% better.
Yep,
That's how much of an improvement I would say that we got.
85 is good.
You know, so, and your breathing should be a lot better too. If she looks as good now, continues to heal great over the next year or so, she's gonna have a fantastic nose for the next, who knows, 30, 40 years.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you very much.
Thank you
See you soon.
very much. That
Great.
was
Very happy.
very thrilled.
The last 30 years have just been a trip. I wasn't comfortable with how I looked and didn't feel good. So today's been a long time coming. When I look at myself in the mirror, I see a huge difference. And I just wonder if the way that others perceive it is the same thing. So I'm excited to see my friends.
Do you think she's going to look any different?
I think she's going to look different.
I think so too.
Yeah. I can't wait to see Tracy. I just think it's going to be absolutely life-changing for her. I'm just so excited.
Oh my God, look at her.
Hi, guys.
Oh my God.
Oh, my God.
Oh my God, I can't believe it.
Oh, you look so beautiful. Wouldn't even recognize you.
I can't believe it.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Wow, you look amazing. Tracy looks absolutely amazing. I mean, she walked in and just everything about her, I think everything, her demeanor, her just the sparkle in her eye, just how happy she looks. So I'm so thrilled for her.
So do you feel any different?
Yes.
Keep looking at yourself in the mirror. Do you keep looking at all angles?
I look at myself and it still doesn't look like me.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's amazing. I sit there in the mirror and look at it.
And look how beautiful you are.
Surprise? Because
Yes.
it's like, wait a second.
Yes.
You look so amazing. You're beautiful.
Thank you. Before, when I would go out in public and be with my friends, I'd always be self-conscious that they were looking at the horns on my nose. And now it's exciting because that's not even a factor. I can go out and see them and know that those horns are gone.
I went for a hike with the boys the other day and it was just great. I didn't realize how much that was holding me back and just being active and feeling good about getting out there and doing things.
It's a new chapter.
New chapter.
Before my surgery, it looked like my nose had horns. It was sloped and collapsed, and it kept me from being active and doing some of my favorite things in life. Now, after surgery, my nose has been reborn without the horns. It's cute and straight, and it makes me feel like I can take on the world.
You're beautiful.
I'm happy. So Dr. Dubrow and Dr. Nassif did an amazing job, so I'm so happy with it.
This is an exciting part of my life. I think now I'm happier with myself than I've ever been, and I'm allowing myself to be who I am and to live the way that I want to live. The future is unlimited. My nose isn't a factor anymore.
You have a sparkle in your eye and
Well, thanks.
Maybe it's the company.
It's the company.
Absolutely.
And to that, let's cheers the company. Thank you, my friends.
cheers.
Clink, clink, clink,
Clink, clink, clink, clink, clink.